Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 10th of May, 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed slightly lower at 7,256 points today. The banks were among the worst performers, with Bank of Queensland down 4.4%, while National Australia Bank was off 4%. BlueScope Steel was another poor performer, falling 3.7%, while CSL was up 1.3%. The best really were the healthcare and real estate investment trusts, and that reflects some of last night's budget announcements. In corporate news, software group Appen, its share price tumbled more than 27% after warning that it expects revenue to decline materially this financial year compared to 2022. And enterprise software business Technology One went into a trading halt after detecting that an unauthorized third party acted illegally to access its internal Microsoft 365 back office system. Story number 2, there's been both plaudits and criticism of the government's budget last night. Opposition leader Peter Dutton, who will tomorrow night outline the coalition's response, said the government should acknowledge that it inherited a good set of figures from the coalition. Greens leader Adam Bandt said the increase to JobSeeker announced in the budget, $2.80 per day, isn't enough to buy bread, and accused Labor of betraying everyone doing it tough. He was supported by Australian Council of Social Service boss Cassandra Goldie, who said the increase to JobSeeker and other assistance payments announced last night weren't enough to help those on the poverty line. Business Council of Australia Chief Executive Jennifer Westacott gave her support to the surplus, the increase to welfare payments and the tax incentives for build-to-rent projects. And the Grattan Institute's Chief Executive Danielle Wood said the Albanese government has done relatively well in designing a budget that delivers cost of living relief while containing its impact on inflation. All in all, some people liked it, some didn't. Story number 3, the boss of building products group CSR has given an upbeat assessment for the sector, saying there's still a backlog of homes to be built and that will cushion any downturn in the industry. Julie Coates said the pipeline of 110,000 detached houses still to be built is 50% higher than historical averages, and that could drag on to the end of this year. The backlog is essentially due to tradie shortages. Coates was speaking after announcing a 20% jump in pre-tax profit for the company. Revenue was up 14%, mostly reflecting price increases. CSR makes Gyprock plasterboard, PGH bricks and pavers, Monia roofing, Hebel lightweight building blocks and Bradford insulation. Its final dividend jumped by 11% and its share price closed down today nearly 3%. Story number 4, Virgin Australia's shareholders, led by US private equity giant Bain Capital, will pocket about $730 million in a capital return from the airline, and Chairman Ryan Cotton assured staff that planning for the upcoming float is well advanced. Nearly all of Virgin's 7,000 employees will get some form of bonus as it approaches its first full-year profit in a decade, according to a report in the Financial Review. The airline is in advanced stages of a separate return of capital to shareholders as well. Mr. Cotton told staff in an email today, the $730 million that will be returned to the airline's shareholders is about equal to the equity injected into Virgin when it left administration in 2020. Now, Bain Capital owns 93% of the airline, the Virgin Group owns 5%, and Queensland Investment Corp owns 2%. And finally, story number 5, Donald Trump has been found liable for the sexual abuse of a journalist in a Manhattan department store in the 1990s, a significant legal defeat for the former US president as he mounts a third bid for the White House. A 9-person jury deliberated for just a few hours before unanimously finding Trump liable for battery and defamation, while clearing him of a separate claim of rape in the lawsuit brought by E. Jean Carroll, a former advice columnist and television presenter. The jury awarded her a total of $5 million in damages, according to the Financial Times. In a statement, Carroll said, "Today the world finally knows the truth." Trump's response on social media was, "I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. This verdict is a disgrace, a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time." He later said he would appeal against the verdict. Carroll first accused Trump of rape in a magazine article published in 2019 in which she alleged she had met him at Bergdorf Goodman's Fifth Avenue flagship store sometime in 1995 or 1996. She claimed that while helping Trump pick out a present, he led her to a dressing room where he pushed her against a wall and sexually assaulted her. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 10th of May, 2023. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning for the Thursday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.